Good morning, children. Today we will start a new chapter, The Bond of Love. Can there be love and friendship between human beings and wild animals? Let's read a fascinating account of an orphaned sloth bear that was rescued by the author. Sloth bears inhabit forested areas including the tropical rainforests of India and grasslands at lower elevations. Sloth bears have very shaggy hair and long muzzles. Using their claws to dig, they can then use their lips to form a tube which can go deep into the ground or into hard to reach areas like dead trees for their food. Their main food is termites. You can hear them suck up their food from several feet away. I will begin with Bruno. Bruno was the name of the sloth bear. I will begin with Bruno, my wife's pet sloth bear. I got him for her by accident, that means by chance. 2 years ago, we were passing through the sugarcane fields near Mysore. People were driving away the wild pigs from the fields by shooting at them. Some were shot and some escaped. We thought that everything was over when suddenly a black sloth bear, came out panting in the hot sun. Panting means breathing very fast, hafna, that is panting. So, what happened? Suddenly, a sloth bear came out panting in the hot sun. When did this happen? When the wild pigs were being shot at. Now I will not shoot the sloth bear wantonly. Wantonly means for no good reason, without any proper reason. Now I will not shoot a sloth bear wantonly, but unfortunately for the poor beast, one of my companions did not feel that way about it and promptly shot the bear on the spot. The writer said that he will not shoot this bear unless he has a proper reason for shooting. But one of his companions did not feel this way and he shot the bear. As we watched the fallen animal, we were surprised to see that the black fur on its back moved and left the prostrate body. Prostrate meaning is given, see, lying on the ground facing downwards. As we watched the fallen animal, we were surprised to see that the black fur on its back moved and left the prostrate body. Then we saw it was a baby bear that had been riding on its mother's back when the sudden shot had killed her. The little creature ran around its prostrate parent, making a pitiful noise. I ran up to it to attempt a capture. That means the writer wanted to catch hold of the baby bear. It scooted. Scooted means ran away. It scooted into the sugarcane field. Following it with my companions, I was at last able to grab it by the scruff of its neck, while it snapped and tried to scratch me with its long hooked claws. So, when the writer ran behind the baby bear to catch hold of him, he was at last able to grab him by the scruff of its neck. He was able to hold him by the neck. But while it snapped and tried to scratch me with its long hooked claws. But what did the baby bear do? He tried to scratch the writer in order to escape from his grip. We put it in one of the gunny bags. Gunny bag is a jute bag. We put it in one of the gunny bags we had brought, and when I got back to Bangalore, I duly presented it to my wife. So, how was Bruno presented to the writer's wife? This is the background. She was delighted. She at once put a colored ribbon around its neck. And after discovering the cub was a boy, she christened it Bruno. When she came to know that the bear was a male bear, then she gave it a name, Bruno. Bruno soon took to drinking milk from a bottle. Bruno soon took to drinking milk. That means he learnt how to drink milk very quickly. He learnt it how to drink milk with a bottle. It was but a step further, and within a very few days she started eating and drinking everything else. And everything is the right word, for he ate porridge made from any ingredients, vegetables, fruit, nuts, meat, curry and rice, regardless of condiments. Condiments is spices and chilies, bread, eggs, chocolates, sweets, pudding, ice cream, etc., etc., etc. This shows that Bruno was a very fond eater. He was very fond of eating and he did not leave anything. He could eat vegetables also, fruits also, chocolates also, curry, chili, bread, eggs and what not. He was ready to eat everything. As for drink, milk, tea, coffee, lime juice, aerated water, buttermilk, beer, alcoholic liquor, and in fact, anything liquid, it all went down with relish. That means he enjoyed drinking everything. He relished. Relished means he really enjoyed whatever he was drinking, whether it was tea, coffee, beer, alcohol or aerated water, lime juice, anything. So whatever you could give for him to eat or to drink, he ate and drank everything with same interest. The bear became very attached to our two Alsatian dogs and to all the children of the tenants living in our bungalow. He was left quite free in his younger days and spent his time in playing, running into the kitchen and going to sleep in our beds. So this shows that the bear was very playful also. He played with the two Alsatian dogs which were there in the writer's house. Then he also played with the children of the tenants who were living in the bungalow, and he used to spend time playing, running here and there and sleeping in their beds, in the beds of the writer's family. One day an accident befell him. One day an accident took place. I put down poison, barium carbonate, to kill the rats and mice that had got into my library. Now see what accident happened and how. One day an accident befell him. I put down poison, that is barium carbonate, to kill the rats and mice that had got into my library. Bruno entered the library as he often did, and he ate some of the poison. Paralysis set in to the extent that he could not stand on his feet. The effect of this poison was that he could not stand on his feet due to paralysis. But he dragged himself on his stumps to my wife, who called me. I guessed what had happened. Off I rushed into the car to the vet's residence. Vets means the veterinary doctor. A case of poisoning, tame bear, barium carbonate. What to do? This was the diagnosis of the doctor, that it is a tame bear, but he has been affected by poison, that is barium carbonate. Out came his medical books. Whose medical books? The doctor's. Out came his medical books, and a feverish reference to index began. What poison did you say, sir? Barium carbonate. Ah, yes. Barium salts. Ah, barium carbonate. Symptoms: paralysis. Treatment: injections of. Just a minute, sir. I'll bring my syringe and the medicine. A dash back to the car. Bruno, still floundering about on his stumps. Floundering means struggling to move. Bruno was affected in his legs. He had got his legs paralyzed because of this barium carbonate poison. That is why he could not move swiftly and freely as he could do earlier. Bruno, still floundering about on his stumps, but clearly weakening rapidly. Some vomiting, heavy breathing with heaving flanks. Heaving flanks means his ribs and his hip portion could be seen rising up and down because he was breathing with lot of difficulty. And gaping mouth. His mouth was also open, and one could easily see that he was having some problem in breathing, he was having problem in moving, and he was also vomiting. Hold him, everybody. In goes the hypodermic. Hypodermic meaning is a long needle used to give an injection under the skin. In goes the hypodermic. Bruno squeals. He made a little noise. 10 cc of the antidote enters his system without a drop being wasted. That means now the medicine was properly injected in the body of Bruno without any medicine being wasted. 10 minutes later, condition unchanged. There was no change in his condition even after giving medicine. 10 minutes had passed, but there was no change. 10 minutes later, condition unchanged. Another 10 cc injected. Second dose of the medicine was injected in his body. 10 minutes later, breathing less stertorous. Stertorous means noisy breathing. Stertorous means noisy breathing. Breathing less stertorous. That means now he was breathing a little better. He was making less noise in breathing. Breathing less stertorous. Bruno can move his arms and legs a little, although he cannot stand yet. 30 minutes later, Bruno gets up and has a great feed. That means he eats food properly as he used to eat food earlier. He looks at us disdainfully. Disdainfully means scornfully, disrespectfully. He looks at us disdainfully, as much as to say, what's barium carbonate to a big black bear like me? Now, why was Bruno angry? Bruno was angry because according to Bruno, barium carbonate or any such thing like barium carbonate could not cause any harm to Bruno. Bruno felt that I am such a strong bear, I am such a healthy and strong bear, what can this barium carbonate do to me? It cannot cause any harm to me. What's barium carbonate to a big black bear like me? Bruno is still eating. He was still eating the food he was given. Another time he found nearly 1 gallon of old engine oil which I had drained from the sump of the Studebaker. Studebaker is an old American car. I am reading this again. Another time, he found nearly 1 gallon of old engine oil, which I had drained from the sump of the stud breaker and was keeping as a weapon against the inroads of termites. He promptly drank the lot, but it had no ill effects whatever. So now the writer is saying that there was a time once he had drunk 1 gallon of engine oil, which the writer had kept in reserve so that he could use it as a weapon against termites. But Bruno drank it all, 1 gallon of engine oil, and it had no harmful effects or ill effects on his health or on his body. The months rolled on, and Bruno had grown many times the size he was when he came. He became bigger and bigger. He had equaled the Alsatians in height and had even outgrown them. That means he had even surpassed the size of the Alsatians, but was just as sweet, just as mischievous, just as playful. And he was very fond of us all. Above all, he loved my wife, and she loved him too. She had changed his name from Bruno to Baba, a Hindustani word signifying small boy. And he could do a few tricks too. At the command Baba wrestle or Baba box, he vigorously tackled anyone who came forward for a rough and tumble. That means he could do boxing, he could do wrestling if he was ordered to do so. Give him a stick and say, Baba, hold gun, and he pointed the stick at you. Ask him, Baba, where's baby? And he immediately produced and cradled affectionately a stump of wood which he used carefully concealed in his straw bed. But because of the tenant's children, poor Bruno or Baba had to be kept chained most of the time. Why he had to be kept chained most of the time? Because he was becoming bigger and bigger in size, and the tenant's children were small. So in order to keep them safe, bear Bruno had to be chained. Then my son and I advised my wife, and friends advised her too, to give Baba to the zoo at Mysore. Now this Bruno had become so big, he was so large in size, that now it was not possible for him to keep in a house. That is why the writer and his son also suggested to his wife that Bruno should be sent to the zoo at Mysore, because he had become so big. He was getting too big to keep at home. Just now I told you, because he was becoming so big, he had become so big in size, it was not possible for him now to keep at home. After some weeks of such advice, she at last consented. She agreed that Bruno should be sent to some zoo. Hastily, and before she could change her mind, a letter was written to the curator of the zoo. Curator is a person in charge of the zoo. A letter was written before the writer's wife could change his mind of sending Bruno to the zoo. Did he want a tame bear for his collection? He replied, yes. The zoo sent a cage from Mysore in a lorry, a distance of 87 miles, and Baba was packed off. He was put in this lorry in the cage which was sent, and he was sent to the Mysore zoo. We all missed him greatly, but in a sense we were relieved. My wife was inconsolable. That means she was so upset when Bruno was sent to the Mysore Zoo that no words could comfort her, no advices could comfort her. She was unconsolable. She wept and fretted. She was fretted means she was worried. She kept on weeping because she was missing Bruno so much, and she was worried for Bruno because she never knew how much care the people in the zoo were taking care of Bruno or not, was he fed properly there or not, etc., etc. For the first few days, she would not eat a thing. Then she wrote a number of letters to the curator. How was Baba? Back came the replies. Well, but fretting. Bruno was also unhappy there. Fretting here, see the meaning is given: worried, unhappy, not relaxed. Three meanings are there. So the reply came from the zoo that Bruno was well, but he was also unhappy. He was also missing his family. He refuses food too because he was also feeling so lonely. He was missing the writer's family. So Bruno was also not eating food in the zoo. After that, friends visiting zoo were begged to make a point of going to the zoo. After that, friends visiting Mysore were begged to make a point of going to the zoo and seeing how Baba was getting along. They reported that he was well but looked very thin and sad. So if any friends of the writer's family said that they were going to Mysore, they were requested that they must go to the Mysore Zoo and see how was Bruno there. When they went there, they saw that Bruno was fine, but he had become lean and thin, and as well he was very sad. All the keepers at the zoo said he was fretting. He was unhappy, he was restless because he was missing the family where he was before he came to the Mysore Zoo. For 3 months, I managed to restrain my wife from visiting Mysore. Then she said one day, I must see Baba. Either you take me by car or I will go myself by bus or train. So I took her by car. Friends had conjectured meaning is formed an opinion by guessing. Friends had conjectured that the bear would not recognize her. That means it was the opinion of some of the friends that when the bear will see the writer's wife and the writer himself after such a long time, after 3 months' time, he will not recognize the writer's wife. I had thought so too. But while she was yet some yards from his cage, Baba saw her and recognized her. You know, the senses of animals are very strong. They are stronger than human beings. They can smell very well. They can see very well. Their sense of remembering things is also quite well. We should not underestimate animals. But while she was yet some yards from his cage, Baba saw her and recognized her. He howled with happiness. She ran up to him, petted him through the bars, and he stood on his head in delight. So both the writer's wife as well as the bear, both were extremely excited and happy on meeting each other. For the next 3 hours, she would not leave that cage. She gave him tea, lemonade, cakes, ice cream, and what not. Then closing time came and we had to leave. My wife cried bitterly. Baba cried bitterly. Both cried when they were told that now it's closing time of the zoo and they had to part with each other. Even the hardened curator and the keepers felt depressed. Everybody, the curator, the caretaker of the zoo, the keepers, the people who were there to look after animals, when they saw this sight that the bear was also crying so bitterly, the writer's wife was also crying so bitterly, even they felt depressed, they felt unhappy. As for me, I had reconciled myself to what I knew was going to happen next. "Oh, please, sir," she asked the curator, "may I have my Baba back?" Hesitantly, he answered, "Madam, he belongs to the zoo and is government property now. I cannot give away government property. But if my boss, the superintendent of Bangalore, agrees, certainly you may have him back." So the curator said that I can't allow you to take Bruno back because now he is a government property, but if the superintendent at Bangalore agrees, you may take him back. There followed the return journey to Bangalore. Now the writer's wife was curious to meet the superintendent at Bangalore, so she decided to go to Bangalore. There followed the return journey to Bangalore and a visit to the superintendent's bungalow. A tearful pleading, that means she cried and she requested, "Baba and I are both fretting for each other. We are dying to meet each other. We are both equally unhappy. Baba and I are both fretting for each other. Will you please give him back to me?" He was a kind-hearted man and consented. He agreed. Not only that, but he wrote to the curator telling him to lend us a cage for transporting the bear to Bangalore. So he not only agreed but also told the curator at the Mysore Zoo to lend them a cage so that this bear, Bruno, could be taken to the writer's house safely. Back we went to Mysore again, armed with the superintendent's letter. Why it is written armed? Because now it was like a weapon. Like if you have a weapon in your hand, you can protect yourself from every danger. Nobody can stop you from doing anything. Similarly, now this superintendent's letter was like a weapon in the hands of the writer's wife, and she was ready that she will show this letter in the Mysore Zoo and she will be allowed to take Bruno back. Now nobody could stop her. Back we went to Mysore again. Armed with the superintendent letter, Baba was driven into the small cage and hoisted on top of the car. The cage was tied securely, and a slow and careful return journey to Bangalore was accomplished. Once home, a squad of coolies were engaged for special work in our compound. An island was made for Baba. So see what kind of preparations were made when now Baba was brought to the writer's home. An island was made for Baba. It was 20 feet long and 15 feet wide and was surrounded by a dirty pit or moat 6 feet wide and 7 feet deep. A wooden box that once housed fowls was brought and put on the island for Baba to sleep in at night. Straw was placed inside to keep him warm, and his baby, the gnarled stump, gnarled means rugged or twisted. The gnarled stump along with his gun, the piece of bamboo, both of which had been sentimentally preserved since he had been sent away to the zoo, were put back for him to play with. So all important things were kept in mind. A big open space, which was obviously enclosed also, but a big open space which was called an island was prepared for Baba. Then straw was placed to keep him warm. Then that gun with which he used to play, that stick which was called the gun with which he used to play, and everything else which Bruno needed, everything was put in that enclosed area. In a few days, the coolies hoisted the cage onto the island and Baba was released. He was delighted. Standing on the hind legs, he pointed his gun and cradled his baby. My wife spent hours sitting on a chair there while he sat on her lap. He was 15 months old and pretty heavy too. The way my wife reaches the island and leaves it is interesting. I have tied a rope to the overhanging branch of a mango tree with a loop at its end. Putting one foot on the loop, she kicks off with the other to bridge the 6-foot gap that constitutes the width of the surrounding pit. The return journey is made the same way. So, why this thing was made? An overhanging branch of the tree with a loop at its end, putting one foot on the loop, she kicks off with the other to bridge the 6-foot gap that constitutes the width of the surrounding pit. This is made so that she could reach Bruno's cage conveniently and quickly, and same way she had to return back. The return journey is made the same way. But who can say now that a sloth bear has no sense of affection, no memory, and no individual characteristics? So with this line, we can conclude that a sloth bear, or you can say any other animal, all have lot of sense of affection. They love their masters. They know that they are being loved. They show their affection. They have good memory also. They don't forget things so easily. If they meet their master after a long time, even then they are easily able to recognize them. And each animal has its own individual characteristics also, whether it is a sloth bear or any other animal. So in this way, the writer's wife, although she had to part with Bruno for some time, but in the end she was successful in bringing Bruno back to her home. So with this we finish this chapter, children. Read the chapter again. One slow and careful reading is very necessary. Okay, thank you. Have a nice day.